Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Good morning. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're ready to get this day started. I know I am. It's going to be a good day. Good day. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the sunshine. And I hope you enjoyed the Saturday edition of the morning show. We had a good time. So if you missed it, go back and catch Saturday. We do a weekend review. So we had a good, marvelous time. So good morning. Good morning. So please let's do the quick introduction so we can get started. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring, and you guys probably know it better than me by now. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. If they don't have that, tell them we have the podcast everywhere podcasts are found. If they don't do that, tell them we have the books, we have the movie. And if they don't do any of that, tell them I said good morning. And I hope they have the most amazing day ever. I hope they are moisturized. I hope they are hydrated. And I hope their mind is clear and ready to start the day. So on this great day, let's get right into, and y'all have heard this quote of the day before, just because I love it. It's one of my favorites. And it is by Angela Davis. We have to talk about liberating minds as well as liberating society. And that's Angela Davis. I think that's important because as people, as women, when we liberate society, well, it starts with the mind, but we're liberating society at the same time. And as we're in this most precarious time, we are being liberated, some of us, from things that no longer serve us or ideas or things that no longer serve us. And when we talk about liberating our mind, when we free our mind, we are also including our society along with that. And what does that look like? And I love stuff like that. So, good morning. All right, so that's the quote of the day. The thought of the day, and I probably mentioned this before, but I thought about it this weekend as I was working. Saturday was a very productive day. I filmed videos and did things all day Saturday. But I want us to think about something. And it's a question I had to ask myself, so I'm going to ask you. But did you make a plan, though? Did you make a plan? So think back to when you were younger. If you wanted to go somewhere, you made a plan. If you want to go see your boyfriend, honey, you mapped it out to who was going to tell the tale, how you was going to get there, how long was you going to stay, how long it took you to come back. You mapped it out. When you wanted to go to the club, you mapped it out, your outfit, how you was going to go from $0 to $5 to get in, and you were going to share a drink. And I didn't drink. I tried to sneak in my own water bottle. How you going to drink something while you was in there and still have gas to get home? You made a plan. Have we made a plan though about right now? So I know we talk about vision, we talk about all the things, but have you made a for real plan? So this is a question I was asking myself. I was thinking about something, and I was like, I really wish I would have done that. How come I didn't achieve that thing? And myself said to myself, but did you make a plan, JoJo? Did you make a plan for that thing? And I was like, self, what are you talking about? Of course I made a plan. No. Mm-mm. Did you really make a plan to succeed at that thing? Or did you say, this is what I want, and you didn't write the vision out? You said it, and maybe you wrote it and you didn't write it down. All right, Joshua, 8 to the man. Congratulations. So did I make a plan to succeed? Or did I assume that it was too hard? Did I make a plan to do whatever it is I want to do, or did I just talk about it? Which made me think about, in that moment, the thing that I wanted to do. If I didn't make a plan to succeed at it, it made me think about how many other opportunities have we let go past us? How many times did we not take advantage of the wise words that have been around us that could have changed our lives? There's so many times where now that I look back on it, people said things to me that had I had a plan or been listening or had my listening ears on or been attentive, it could have changed my life. There have been people I have met, but because I did not have a plan and I was not prepared, I could not take advantage of that opportunity. And there were times when I had the wise words, I understood them, I received them, I had the opportunity, I met the people, but I wasn't prepared to receive it. And I assumed it wasn't for me. I assumed that, wow, this opportunity is just too great for JoJo, and I can't possibly do that. So how many times have I purposefully not taken advantage of an opportunity because JoJo didn't plan for success? So here's your next question that you're going to ask me. JoJo, how am I going to plan for something like that? Like, I don't know how to plan for something like that because I don't know when it's going to happen. Exactly. You have no idea when it's going to happen. So how do you set yourself up so that when the opportunity comes, you're ready? So first, at least for me, it was me, and there's always phases to this, right? Is taking care of my mindset first. So for me, setting myself up to succeed and making sure I had a plan. So did you have a plan though? So for me, having a plan to be ready for any opportunity was for me to check my mind. I had to do that first, right? I had to check my mind. Period. Now, once I checked my mind, and that meant I got out of whatever mentality that was not serving me or had a different thought about a thing, then I checked my emotions, my relationships, and then I checked my finances. I then checked my career. I then checked my assumptions about myself. So when we check our mind, I guess we could add that up under there. Could add that under check my mind. But I checked my assumptions about myself. And so we could call that really self-love. And so me setting myself up for success and being in that place to understand that if I want to be ready when an opportunity comes, there's certain things I have to do. Now you could say, JoJo, you know what, that's a bit much. Well, then here's the thing. That's the difference between vision and survival. Okay. That's the difference between vision and survival. Vision is, this is where I want to go, and I'm going to make a plan to succeed. You take that vision, you break it down into bite-sized pieces, and you make that vision happen, right? And you do it in baby steps, and you know that regardless, you're working toward it. Absolutely, Joshua. Because when we assume, we know what happens when we assume. So if vision is vision versus survival, survival is I'm going to live, check to check. I'm going to live moment to moment. Now, I used to say that all the time. I used to say those words, but I'm living check to check. I couldn't even make it check to check. But it wasn't until I went through those four things. I checked my mind, self-love, checked my emotions, my finances, my relationships, my career. It wasn't until that I was able to stop saying survival things. I stopped saying that. And I started working on a vision, and I started to have a plan to succeed. Now, I didn't know if that's what I was doing. Of course, 17 years later, I can articulate it so much better. But today, this is your opportunity to think about, what are you planning for? What have you made a plan for? Are you assuming it's too hard? Are you assuming it's not for you? Are you just talking about the thing, but you're not planning out the thing? And think about how many things we've missed because we've not been prepared for it, because we didn't plan it out, because we were not ready. So vision versus survival. Survival is I'm living moment to moment. So I'm not checking myself. I'm not checking for anything. So when that opportunity comes, I'm like, and this is the excuse I used to give. I don't know about y'all, but this is the excuse I used to give. I guess it just wasn't for me. It wasn't meant for me. I guess the good Lord just didn't want me to have it. If it was meant for me, I would have did it. And the thing is, I was lying to myself. It was meant for me. It was for me. It was for me to do. I was not prepared to receive it. And because JoJo was not prepared to receive it, then the opportunity passed me by and I stayed in survivor mode. So what is staying in survivor mode doing for you? Like what is that doing for you? So if we're in survival mode, what is that accomplishing for me? So can we do that exercise today? What are we planning for? Are you just saying, man, I'm just living day to day? You got to have something to work towards. And what is that thing? What are you planning for? Even if it's you're planning to release weight, even if it's you're planning to live better, even if it's planning for you to think differently, even if it's planning for you to be more financially secure, even if it's planning for, what are you planning for versus what are you surviving in? What are you living in moment to moment? And then we got to have a real conversation with ourselves that sometimes, because we were so caught up in survival mode and living moment to moment, it's hard as hell to plan something out. And you may have to go sit down somewhere and let a few things pass you by as you prepare yourself. So this is what I learned. And so the four things I had to do in order to prepare myself so that when the opportunity came, JoJo was ready, regardless of the opportunity. Good morning, Dee. Regardless of the opportunity, regardless if it was a job opportunity, a relationship, in order for JoJo to be prepared for that, whatever it is, there were some things I had to do. I had to check my mindset. I had to check my emotions, my friendships, my relationships, my finances. I had to check my career. I had to check my self-love. I had to do, and all of that is in preparation for the thing. So my question today is, but did you make a plan though? Did you? And some of us said, well, I didn't plan to have all these kids. It just kind of happened. Do you have a plan though? I didn't plan to be living here my whole life, but did you have a plan though? I didn't plan to be working at this job. I looked up one day and it's 20 years. I didn't plan that though. Absolutely, Joshua. Come on, 8 to the men. And we talked about that on Friday. Don't be Michael Jackson, standing still. You ain't actually picking up your feet to move. So you could just be in survival mode. You're living check to check, but I say moment to moment, where everything is. But I didn't plan for this to happen. But what did you plan to happen? And so for me, there were so many opportunities that passed me by because I simply was not ready. I wasn't ready mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. I don't care what it was. I wasn't ready. And I had to take time to assess myself. You know, here on Team Abundance, we do self-assessments. I had to take a minute to assess myself, gather JoJo, gather all of myself, and then set out on a plan so that I'm not living, even though I'm enjoying life, I have a plan for life. So did you or do you understand that when wise words come, can you take advantage of those wise words? When the opportunity comes to you today, are you in a position to take advantage of that opportunity today? Or are you going to say, guess the good Lord didn't mean for me to have that, because if the good Lord had meant for me to have this, then this and this would have been set up. Can we remove him out the equation and say, but did you prepare though? Don't let religion be your scapegoat for why you ain't do what you need to do. I like that. I'm serious. Thank you, Joshua. But some of us, we can make it Jesus and the universe and the creator and whomever religion you subscribe to. You can make it everybody's fault but yours. But did you plan though? So think of, you can do that as a square of exercise today. Think about all the opportunities and things that have passed you by that perhaps had you been prepared for, you would have received them. The people you have met that have gave you amazing opportunities, but because you were not prepared, you assumed it was for somebody else. Because you were not prepared. How many things you've missed out on? So now is a perfect opportunity to prepare yourself. It's spring. It's a beautiful day. What are you preparing for on this day? Vision versus survival. And some of us we're so used to survival. We're so used to surviving that we don't understand the good song. Thank you, Joshua. We don't understand the process of planning because survival has been our language for so long. Hustling has been your language for so long. We want to work smart like a fox, not hard like an ox. And that's from my friend I went to high school with, Jason Abrams. He told me that. So are you making a plan today? Are you making a plan to succeed? Or do you assume that it's just absolutely too hard for you to do it? Or do you assume it's for everybody but you? And are you letting religion be your scapegoat for the reason why you didn't do what you need to do? It wasn't meant for me because the good Lord didn't line it up that way. Maybe he lined it up that way, but you didn't do your part. You're demanding something of religion. Religion is demanding something of you. Did you deliver on your part? So did you make a plan to succeed? Absolutely. Come on, Joshua. And I'm trying to live in abundance. I am learning to receive more Okay? I think that's part of the process. We've got to learn to receive more. We've got to learn to receive the abundance that's around us. We got to learn to receive the wise words. We got to learn to receive the opportunity. You got to learn to receive the love, receive what it is that is for you. But because we're surviving, we don't think we need to receive anything. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Because we're so used to surviving, we don't think we can receive anything. I'm going to start receiving well. My opportunities, and I'm typing this out so I don't forget. My opportunities, my blessings, my abundance, my plans, my vision. Come on, Joshua. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why one of them is self-love. So to get prepared to, um, if you haven't planned for anything or you're working on your vision, and the question is, but did you make a plan though? This is how you're going to do it. You need to check your mind, check your emotions and your finances, your relationships, check your career, check your self-love. How are you loving on yourself? Now, when you have that foundation, now it makes it easier, right? It makes it easier for you to have a plan. It makes it easier for you to now work on your vision. That part becomes easier. So as you work on your vision, as you work on your mindset, as you check your emotions, your career, your self-love, and these are all things that I had to do. Like when I decided and I wanted to and I didn't make a plan because I didn't understand it, but I decided a thing, and that's a big thing when you decide a thing. When I decided I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore, I checked my ego, I checked my career because I wanted to hold on to, well, yeah, I work at IBM, but I wasn't making IBM money. And because of that, I was in strictly survival mode. I was not even making it check to check. Living in survival mode is exhausting. It wears on you mentally, emotionally, and physically. It beats you down. And you're always, listen, when you're in survival mode, your body is always in stress. It's always in tight, go, go, go mode. And when your body lives in a stress mode all the time, it even when you go to sleep, your body doesn't rest because you have trained it to always be on the alert for something bad to happen, for the Lord what's going to be next, for the next thing to drop. And so because you've trained your body to live in that state of emergency all the time, it doesn't know how to rest. It doesn't know how to calm down. And so when you go to sleep, your body is like, since she's asleep, I'm going to stay awake in case an emergency comes. And so you never rest. And that looks like, friend, high blood pressure. It looks like diabetes. It looks like migraines. It looks like obesity. It looks like I'm hungry. Let me go grab this bag of barbecue chips, which are my weakness. Because I feel like if you open the bag of barbecue chips, you should eat the entire bag of barbecue chips. I'm a firm believer, especially Lay's. I'm not discriminatory. I will eat any barbecue chips. So if in me, my body is always in a constant emergency state. It's going to wear thin on me. And ended up in the hospital twice, state of emergency, because of how I was choosing to live my life in that survivor mode. And survivor mode will wear you down. It can have you looking like you 60 when you 30. It's about to say 10. It can have you looking that old when you're not. But do you have a plan though? And you can say, Jojo, I don't even. Oh yeah, I love me some potato chips, Joshua. And so sometimes we can say, well, Jojo, I don't have a plan because Where am I going? Like I can't even make time to make a plan. You have time, friend. You have time. You just use it for what's important to you. You use it to go down the street and grab a soda. You use it to go through drive-through. You may use your time to watch TV and veg out, but Jojo, that's how I relax my mind. Your mind is never relaxed when you're in survival mode. And trust me, I know this. Your mind is your mind is never free of the stress or the state of emergency that you're living in. Your mind is never free of it. You have diverted your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind is working on that problem at all times. It never sleeps because your brain wants to help you. And it assumes that you enjoy the struggle mode, that you're in the survival mode. Your brain assumes that's what you want. So that's what it keeps feeding you. And brain science, right? We might as well go all the way in. Y'all know your body creates that chemical and you become addicted to that chemical. You become addicted to that chemical called survival, called stress. Your body becomes addicted to that. And when you try to stop it, your body reminds you that it needs it constantly. Absolutely, Joshua. And we have time for everything that we want. So let me tell you, and you guys can do this exercise. I work for a personal injury attorney, and she told me this. Good morning, Kimberly. She told me this. She said, Jojo, take a piece of paper. And she said, take it with you all day. She said, and write down everything you do all day long. She was like, from the simplest of tasks, like I'm going to the bathroom, write it down, write the time down from start to finish. She was like, do that for a week. I was like, what? She was like, I see you moving, but what are you doing? Like, I know you're busy and I know things are getting done, but are you using the best time? Like, could you be more efficient at the end of the week? And you can do this for today. You ain't got to do it for a week. You can do it for the day. And I promise you'll be shocked at how much time you let go by because you didn't have a plan for it. Perfect example, you pick up your phone right before you go to bed. Good morning, Miss Lowe. Or when you wake up, and you be like, let me just check Instagram or just check Facebook. And before you know it, you're in the hole. And an hour has went by. And you're like, oh, God, I got to get up. I'm late. Now you're rushing your children. Now you're rushing yourself. And everybody got an attitude because of what you chose to do with your time. So take that piece of paper with you today. Honey, I keep my scrap paper. When I print something and I don't need it anymore, if there's any clear pages, I just cut it up and I keep it here so I can keep notes. Get the back of a bill, get you a piece of paper and write out your day. So if from 7:30 to 8 you watch the Fearless Morning Show, good morning. Happy Monday. And then from 8:10 to 8:20, I went to the bathroom, washed my face, brushed my teeth. 8:20 to 8:25, I made a cup of coffee. Then 8:25 to 8:45, I just vegged out and stared out the window with my cup of coffee in my hand. Okay. Write out what you did with your day all the way to the minute I took a shower from 10 to 10:30. I got in bed at 11. 11, I watched TV until I fell asleep. And then tomorrow, count up all the things that you was just doing. I'm just going to run to the store 2 hours later. I'm just going to fix this thing an hour and a half later. And look at my favorite TV show come on at 8. So from 8 to 8:30, you watch TV. But then you was like, you sitting here, I'm comfortable now. Let me just go ahead and watch this other show, 8 to 9. So a whole hour. Yeah, right. We find the time, Kim, right? I found that I had way more time than I thought. And let me tell you, it made me a more productive worker where I didn't have to work as hard as I thought I did on my job. When I tell you that was a game changer in my career, because I've been typing since I was 6. I had my first typewriter at 6. I had my first computer at 9. So I've been typing forever. A to the man, Joshua. So I know I can type fast. And I learned this. I learned it at IBM, but I didn't implement it till I worked for the law firm. JoJo can do an 8-hour job in 2.5, maybe 3, if there's no crisis happening. But the structure of my job, I can get done by 2, 3 hours. Then what I found was I'm free then to do what I want to do. If I want to research this thing on brain science, I got time. If I want to do this, I got time. How many of us have looked up and you let me tell you what we do with our time. Because I did this with Courtney and she changed the way she woke up. She's like, I feel like I'm not getting anything done. I was like, well, if you wake up at 9, it really takes you to 10 to wake up because you got to wash your face, brush your teeth, get dressed. And then when you sit down, you be like, let me just check my Instagram. And so from 10 to 11, 11:30, you checking Instagram and emails. Well, 11:30, you be like, dog, I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I ain't ate this morning. So now you got to go fix lunch. And now it's 1 o'clock. Well, you be like, well, I don't want to work while I eat. So let me watch TV. Well, now it's 2 and you have yet to do any work. And then at 2, you be like, man, I really need to make some hair products. I really need to send out this newsletter. And then you think, well, it's 2. So technically it's already 4 because the time I really get in the groove in, it's going to be 4. And I know we leave for boxing at 4. So ain't no need even doing that today. I'll do it tomorrow. Guilty. How many of us have done that? Has anybody else done that besides me? It'd be 12 o'clock and you'd be like, well, it's already, you might as well say 2. So by the time I go ahead and do that, it's going to be 2 o'clock. And, at 2:30, I got to be here. So ain't no need me doing that. So I always play to your strength. Courtney decided to start waking up early. So she gets up at 5:15. So from 5:15 to 5:45, whatever, she wash her face, brush her teeth, she reads her book, she does her relaxing thing so that when morning finally hits and she's ready to get in the groove of things, the day is really getting started. It's 7:38, or she has already done the work she would have did midday because she had a plan. Good morning, Tammy. And listen, I have done that so many times. Yes, Joshua. And I used this technique with myself Saturday. I wanted to get up and go to a store that I've been really wanting to go to. And I was like, oh, it's going to close this Saturday. But JoJo, this thing that you need to do is going to take you 15 minutes. If you stop and go to that store, you're going to be gone for 3 hours. And then when you come back, you're going to be like, I don't even feel like doing that no more. Do it now, and then your reward is to go to the store. Well, I did the thing and the store was closed, so I didn't go anywhere, and I ended up doing more work. So my question is, but did you make a plan though? Did you make a plan? Are you able and capable and ready to receive opportunities when they come? Whether you know what the opportunity is, how can I be prepared for opportunity when I don't even know what it is? Boo, do the construction. If you're gonna do construction, do the foundation work. Check your mind, your emotions, your finances, your relationship. Check your career. Check your self-love. Do that first while you're waiting. So when the opportunity comes, there's some things already set. So now you can receive well. I'm going to receive well all my opportunities, my blessings, my abundance, my plans, my visions. I need to learn to receive those well. And I'm going to encourage you strongly to not let religion be your scapegoat for the reason why you didn't do what you need to do. Maybe the good Lord didn't want me to have this, but did the good Lord say, write the vision and make it plain? Did he say that part? You're demanding on religion, but are you doing what's required of you? So maybe the creator, and we know that God stands for greatness on display. Maybe the creator gave this opportunity. He gave you some wise words. You're like, oh, I like that. But I can't take advantage of it right now because I'm surviving. Or he gave you an opportunity. I can't do it right now because I'm surviving. Have you done your part? How many things have we missed out on because we didn't prepare though? We didn't plan. Guilty. And because we're so used to surviving, we don't think we can receive anything. Because we're used to surviving, we don't think we can plan anything. Friend, you can plan whatever you want. You want to go on vacation, you can do that. Doesn't matter. Let me tell you the lesson I learned the hard way. I was working at my last position inside of a hospital. I was making more than my employees. I saw my employees going to Disney World, and they were making $7, $7.50. I was on salary, making and invested in a 401k, making way more money. They were going to Disney World. They were on vacation. They were going to Puerto Rico. They were going. Uh, they were going all over the place all the time, and I'm sitting there baffled. How can they do that? When I look at their check and I know what they making, how they able to do that? You know what that lady said to me? Miss Joe, I plan it out. I look and see how much it's going to cost, and I set up my payments or I plan it out to pay for the thing. I get everybody who's going to go, and I put in simple thing. I don't know why it didn't make sense to me then. I was like, huh? So for the first 3 years of working at that organization, I didn't take a vacation because I didn't plan to, because I was surviving from moment to moment, check to check. I was in survival mode. And then when I understood that I can receive well and I can take advantage of these opportunities that's before me if I plan, game changer. Honey, me and the girls everywhere, all over the place. Absolutely, Joshua. Thank you. A to the man. The Creator speaks in the affirmative. Will, do. I'm just saying. Conquer. Wherever you place your feet, everything is in the affirmative. Nothing is in the negative. So on this great morning, I hope this has helped somebody today, guys. I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. And my question to you today is, did you plan though? Have you made a plan about anything? Or do you say, man, I didn't even plan for this. Are you planning for the Sister Rise retreat? Are you planning for that? Because I'm working on that. Let's be clear. What are you planning for? Are you planning for your demise? Are you planning for your death? And this is how you plan for your death and your demise. Jojo, I can't do that because my legs hurt. I can't do that because my back hurt. I can't do that because I'm old. You're planning for destruction. You're planning for death. You're planning for that thing. That's what you're planning for. And you can say I'm lying all you want, but honey, deep down, you know that's true. Listen, I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a lime water drinker, so I got you, Joshua. I completely understand. So what are you going to plan for today? Okay, Tammy. Good morning, Miss Romaine. Absolutely. You're planning for destruction and defeat. Survivor versus vision. If I'm in survival mode, I'm living moment to moment and check to check. I'm in a state of emergency at all times. So let's get out of, honey, if you just got the back of a bill, honey, write it out. What do you plan today? And divide that piece of paper in half today, honey. Tell me what you did with your time today. And then on the flip side, what's your vision for today? So write out your vision for this morning. And honey, don't make it big. Write out your vision for the next hour. For the next hour, if you, Joshua, you want to have a cup of coffee and think about, relax your mind and think about what you want to achieve for the day. That's what you're going to write. So from 8:14 to 9:14, I want to have a cup of coffee. I want to eat breakfast, and I want to put on my clothes. Do that. And then what's your plan for the rest of the day? You can only do hour by hour, write it out. If you know what your plan, like today I need to clean, I need to blah, blah, write that out and then keep track of your time. Most amazing things happen. I'm trying to tell you. So I hope this helps somebody today, guys. And learn to receive these things well. Okay, I want you to learn to receive them well. So I hope you have the most amazing day ever. The quote of the day, we have to talk about liberating minds as well as liberating society. And we liberate our mind, friend, the most amazing things happen. Society follows. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Let me show you. I have tons of journals and stuff on my desk, right? This is one of my favorite. It says notes, but in here it says today's date, and it has the date and time. Let me move this up here. Then it says pencil things in. It got my notes to buy, my top goals, and don't forget. This is just an easy tear off notepad that I use to scrabble my thoughts on for today. I also have a bigger journal that I plan out the day in as well for the week that I want to accomplish. Y'all know I'm a journal junkie. Y'all ever want to get me a gift? I'm a fan of all books. I'm a fan of all journals. I already got a writing instrument. Thank you, Tammy. I'm a fan of all writing instruments. So make yourself an itinerary for the day. Make yourself an agenda for the day of what you have to do. You know, your mama used to leave you one on the back of the light bill. I want my house clean before I get home. Lay out the chicken. Fold them clothes. Go put them. I want my spread on the clothes hanger. Go hang it up. Fold your Aunt Sue clothes. Thank you, Josh. You know, Joshua, I'm here for all of that. So go make you a plan for the day. Go write out your itinerary, okay? Go do it today. I want you guys to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. Be mindful of what you're planning for today, okay? Go make a plan on this lovely day. So I hope you have a most amazing day. I know, listen, Joshua, I'll receive it whenever it's ready for me to receive. 8 to the man. So I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. Remember, if your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there, the podcast, the books, and the movie. Tell them I said have the most amazing day ever. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.